was different to you.
If you followed my channel at all, you'll probably know that I'd set my heart on having a Transalp for my birthday this year. But unfortunately, this happened.
Oh! Inner tubes? No! No! Not inner tubes! No! No! Honda, no!
I'm a standard kind of guy.
Of a rock or
Inner tubes? No. So instead of a Transalp, I ended up with a CB500X, and I'm really, really happy with it. But still, I wanted to know, what would a Transalp be like? This is what happened. Rain, gravel, user, sport. I'm a standard kind of guy. With any fuel? Just fiddling with buttons now. Oh, there's the fuel. Revs, speed. Brakes seem okay. Engine feels nice. Obviously we're not going very fast yet. Hard to tell with these mirrors. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a bit more pull than the CB500X, I'll give it that. Other than that, it sounds like a Honda. Standing feels really good. Got some cool air through, so good standing position for me as standard, even without bar risers. Seating position feels good, very familiar to my CB500X. Fueling, again similar to the 500X really. It's smooth if you're smooth. Wheelies? No. Yeah, you can feel the extra horsepower. Well, it's a beautiful day here at Peterborough. Good afternoon, Codger Biker here, mumbling to himself in a crash helmet, wearing a red vest, and the nice people at Honda are taking us out for a little test ride on various bikes. I predictably have chosen the Transalp, which was the bike I'd set my heart on in some ways, but once it came out without tubeless wheels, I bought myself a CB500X instead, or rather received one for my birthday. So one thing I could tell you is the mirrors are a bit, oh, they're alright once you get them set up, it's a bit awkward to set. It's a lovely day here. I think we chose the right day. Yesterday was Saturday, it's freezing apparently here, but today on Sunday the sun is out, got a bike to ride, got a full tank of fuel, but I've got a lot of red vests in front of me. That's the only thing I can say. The sport bike in front. This control thing, you'll get used to it no doubt, but it feels a little bit cumbersome at the moment. Even just to get the indicators, it feels a little bit cumbersome. Yeah, there's the pickup. There's your extra 40 odd horsepower over the CB500X. It's definitely noticeable if you want to mosey on past. So just in the standard mode at the moment. I'm not sure how you change, whether you can change it on the fly. Yeah, I'm changing it on the fly, gravel, user, sport. So let's go into sport. Close the throttle, sport. Got quite a nice sound to it. Right, so the seating position, you're up against the tank, very CB500X-ish. Handlebars feel good, my elbows can get them out a bit. Sometimes I have to stretch on some bikes. This one's not so bad. I can see a Honda coming up behind me with his it's a Hornet I think, with his indicators lit up. It feels really nice. I just hit that bump there. The front suspension's a bit basic, there's no adjustment on it. The seat's very bouncy, which is taking some of the rear out of it, and the throttle's a little bit stop-starty as you shut it down in sport mode, as you probably expect. I can put it into standard, which is just a bit smoother. I can't really tell much difference in power, just you got a little bit more travel in the throttle. Don't think we got a quick shifter on this bike, no, as far as I can tell anyway. So no quick shifter, basic suspension. The screen looks like it's manually adjustable with a tool, not sure if it is adjustable at all, I don't know. But at the moment I'm not getting much turbulence, but we're only doing 55 miles an hour, so it's so far seems quite good. I've been on this bike for what, 5 minutes, and I feel at home. I feel like the CB500X but slightly bigger. That's basically where I'd put this. Does it feel like an off-road bike? No. You get a nice draft when you stand up through my mesh jacket. It's red hot back there. So we've got a 21-inch front wheel and a 18-inch back wheel. So we've got the proper, if you like, adventure spec wheel sizes. Feels very good. Can't really test the tyres out at this speed, but you know, it's very conditions, quite a rough bit of British roadway, different surfaces, and feels very comfortable. Yeah, I like it. I'm feeling for vibrations, and there are a few, nothing major, but that's the one weakness of Honda Twins I find, is that they do have some vibrations in them, but it's nothing much. And to criticise the brand new bike, I mean, I don't know how many miles this has done, is a silly thing to do, because they change over time usually. This control unit here seems massive, but I noticed when I rode the NT 1100, I soon got used to it, and I think it's just like anything, just function button, not sure what that does. The mode button is nice and easy to get to. Look, Ravel, Road, Sport, User. So I go back to standard now. Having no problem keeping up with the rest of them. A little bit bouncy on the rear shock. Nothing that's any sort of a problem, it's just, you know, a bit firm, I would say. Front feels okay at the moment. But then I don't know what the preload's set at. This demo bike, anybody could have been on it. Goes around corners nicely. So I'm going to trundle along in 4th gear at, let's see what happens if you go to 6th gear at 50 miles an hour. See what that's like. It actually feels quite civilised. And when you open the throttle, you can feel it grumble. It laboured a little bit on that, which is, you know, to be expected, I suppose. That's a bit gravelly in 6 at lower speeds. Drop it to 5. It's happier. I think it's happier there. But yeah, compared to, you know, its smaller sibling, no lack of power on this bike. I'd say it was in the sweet spot. I think it's 90 horsepower. That's a lovely place. It's a very civilised machine to be riding through a village on. Third gear, 30 miles an hour, very quietly trundling through, not bothering anybody. There's not a vibration, but there's an awareness, a presence in the bar. And it's very nimble. Right, so first gear on a hill in a village. How smooth can you be with other people? On a tight junction. Got the running light indicators on the front. Yeah, I think this is an engine that likes to be revved. Not surprisingly, as it's come out of the Hornet. It's got that feel to it. So I've got it in the sort of 3,000 range, seems happy. Got to third, 23 miles an hour in a village. That's happy enough. Little bits on off with the throttle at that. I suppose I could go into rain mode. Very lovely, and a very nice bike to be riding around on in these conditions. It does seem rather perfect, I must say. Is it any better than my CV500X? Well, yes, for power and the TFT it is, undoubtedly. But in terms of seeing the countryside, does it do any better? Not really, no. Cornering, feels good. Oh, do keep up, dear boy. There is just a few vibes in the foot pegs. I am here to report at around the sort of 5,000-ish revs per minute. Nothing too bad, but they do exist, at least on this bike. I can feel them through my soles. Well, I'm getting no buffeting. The screen, which I was a bit dubious of, for me it's going over my helmet, just right at the top of my helmet. I can feel the wind. I put my hand on top, there's nothing on my peak. There's nothing on in my face, nothing on my chest, some on my arms obviously, though the mirrors seem to be deflecting some of that. It's very, very flickable. Brakes, quite good, bit of dive on them. That's quite a bouncy bit of road, just decelerated into a corner and didn't feel like it was getting out of shape, but you were aware of the quality of the suspension, that it's perfectly adequate but not quite top notch. But that's in the price, isn't it? You know. Given it's got a 21-inch front wheel, you wouldn't know. That's from somebody who's used to a 21-inch front wheel, of course, but I'm also now used to a 17-19, and you wouldn't know the difference on a road. So I'd have no qualms at all about the 21-inch front wheel if you're not used to it. Also, I don't know what the seat height is, but it doesn't feel particularly high to me. I think it's sits down a little bit when you sit on it, and I'm not the heaviest person in the world, so if I was guessing, I'd say about 850 millimeters. I'll check that and put it on screen. So I just decelerated there on engine braking from sort of 50 down to 30, staying in third gear, and now I'm doing 30 in third gear. It's all quite civilized. It's not pulsing, it doesn't feel like it wants to pull ahead or stop. It's all rather nice. I've got my foot flat down on the left hand side, doesn't feel top heavy, and I did have a full tank of fuel when I set off, so that's good. Anyway, I was going from 29 to 60 miles an hour there, just in third gear, using the engine braking, and didn't complain one little bit. So that would indicate there's plenty of power in the mid-range. Delivers it nicely. Do I know what I'm talking about? Probably not, but I hadn't realised that I was in third gear then, all the way from 30 to 60 without having to change at all. Just the beauty of another 250 cc's over my CB500X. Hello, hello, are you all going home? Have a safe journey, everybody. Okay, sport mode. Let's go into sport mode. I mean, it's not a sport bike, but let's go. Yeah, sport mode works. There's something the CB500X can't do. Very nice. What about rain mode? Is that boring? Going to rain mode, see what that does. Let's relax. Up above the streets and houses, rain mode shining high. Everyone can see it smiling over the sky. I think that just softens it off a bit. Yeah, you just turn the throttle without much happening. Gravel user sport mode. Yeah, sport mode's just a bit of faster throttle, I think. And so I think we must return. I had my brief ride on a Honda Transalp 750, a bike I'd been waiting for years. I have to say, it does not disappoint me at all, apart from the fact it has inner tubes, and I'm afraid, for me, and I know I get lots of flack from people, I don't care, I am not ever going back to inner tubes. Disappointing though that may be, as much as I may love this bike, and I do love it, it's got a definite approval from Codger Biker, or from me. I hate people who talk about themselves in third person. What's going on? Oh, it's a very nice bike, very lovely, nice and easy and intuitive to change modes and ride. Suspension is about what you'd expect for the price, perfectly adequate. Seat height's not too bad. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel particularly high. I don't feel at all like I'm going to drop it or anything. And we're just about to go onto a very bad left-hand camber here, so this will be a good test of it. I noticed it when I was looking at people going out. So let's see whether I drop it or not, shall we? Assuming that I don't drop it, thanks for watching. Thanks to Devitt, thanks to Honda for a lovely ride around in the countryside on an adventure bike on a Sunday afternoon. Does life get any more perfect? Even the sun came out. Codger Biker is out. Unless of course I drop it. You wouldn't want me to see that, would you? I'll leave the camera running just in case.